Hey there, good morning. Happy Tuesday. If you have plans to be outside, be mindful. Even though we got that filtered sunshine, it's going to be strong. I'll give you your UV forecast next.
The 4th of July usually brings in a lot of fireworks, but for some veterans with PTSD, it could mean returning to traumatic events from their past. Tips for those wanting to set off fireworks and for veterans that may be triggered by the explosions.
I'm Jordan Benavidez here in Kingsville, where a beloved local coffee shop is closing its doors for good. More on the story coming up.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. Happy Tuesday, everyone. And to kick off our Tuesday Blues Days, right, we got to check in with the weather with Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber.
Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. We're wrapping up the month of June and some interesting things to keep in mind. Now, we still have to get through today's climate, but so far this month, the afternoons have been just a little cooler than we'd normally expect for this time of the year. That's noted by all the blue squares you see here on the calendar. But the difference is we have been feeling way hotter than this because of all the humidity. And that's important because that feels like temperature heat index. That's what your body perceives. That's what we need to prepare for and react to when we're making plans outside. So even if we have a blue square on the calendar today, I'm thinking it might maybe be red out there. We are still going to feel the heat either way. So difference to that is in the mornings, we've been warmer than usual, and that's been getting that heat off to a fast start. But it's no secret that we've had plenty of water in the air all month long. Look at how much progress we made with the rainfall in June alone. So we're expecting a dry week ahead. Coming up in your forecast, I'll explain what to expect in your neighborhood day by day. Here are a couple of spots that you should know about if you're hitting the roadways. We still have that construction closing lanes at Staples and Everhart. Timbergate Drive is back open though, and you'll want to watch out for those extra crews mowing.
For many of us, fireworks are one of the highlights of the 4th of July. But one viewer did reach out with an important reminder that the loud booms affect more than just our furry friends.
She wrote, quote, "In the interest of all veterans this coming week, could you please remind people that it's not just pets that are affected by the July 4th fireworks? We have to hospitalize my son, an Afghan war veteran, every year as the fireworks bring on severe PTSD attacks. I support people having fun, but please check in on your neighbors also," end quote. This is a message that mental health experts with the National Center for PTSD says is worth remembering. The sudden explosions, flashes of light, and smell of gunpowder can trigger traumatic memories for some veterans living with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. While not every veteran experiences PTSD, for those who do, unexpected fireworks can cause anxiety, panic attacks, flashbacks, or severe emotional distress. If you're planning on celebrating this Independence Day, consider giving your neighbors a heads up before setting off fireworks, keeping them to the holiday itself, avoiding late-night fireworks, and being mindful of local ordinances. It can all make a huge difference. Experts also encourage veterans who know this holiday is difficult to make a plan before the fireworks begin. This could mean using noise-canceling headphones, staying with family or friends, or simply finding a quieter place for the evening. If you're a neighbor planning on your own celebration, a quick heads up before lighting fireworks can make a bigger difference than you might realize.
A quick reminder, folks, it is illegal to light fireworks inside the city limits. If you want to report illegal fireworks activities, don't call 911 though. Instead, call the non-emergency line. That number is 361-886-2600.
We've been dealing with swarms of mosquitoes for weeks, and now they've become a health threat. As we reported Friday, targeted spraying operations are underway in Portland after a mosquito there was found to be carrying the West Nile virus. The infected mosquito was trapped at Granberry Place, and that's near Portland's Bayside Park. Targeted spraying is being done in a half-mile radius from where the mosquito was trapped. With the 4th of July holiday, the city of Corpus Christi released their holiday schedule. Garbage, recycling, heavy brush, and bulky items will be collected. The J.C. Elliott Transfer Station and Collection Center and the Cefe Valenzuela landfill will be open.
The Animal Care Services Department will be closed on Friday. Officers, however, will still respond to calls for service. The office will be opened on Saturday. A reminder that when it comes to fireworks shows, to keep your pets indoors and in a calm environment.
Closures include senior and recreation centers, after-hour kid power and gyms, and the Learning Center will be closed on Friday and open on Saturday. Pools and splash pads will also be open on Friday. The USS Lexington Museum is rolling out the red, white, and blue carpet this Saturday. In honor of our nation's 250th anniversary, admission to the Lexington will be just $2.50. The reduced admission has been made possible thanks to a $35,000 donation by AEP Texas. The first 250 people will get in absolutely free. The museum opens at 9 Saturday morning.
I'm Jordan Benavides here at Mr. Bruce's Coffee House in Kingsville, where a bittersweet ending is on the horizon for this beloved part of the community. The coffee house has been a hotspot for locals since its opening 7 months ago. For many, it was about more than just coffee.
We've been coming here for several months now. When we discovered it, it was just like, breath of fresh air for Kingsville. It was just amazing.
But the business announced on Monday it would be closing its doors next week.
Unless something miraculously changes, we'll be closing on Wednesday.
That news comes as a shock to staff.
It just sucks. It's a bad situation, especially when I heard that the closing date would be, I believe it was 9 days. That was a big shock for me because I knew I wouldn't even have time to, get a job before this place closed it down.
But in their final week of operation, both staff and owner Bruce Harville feel nothing but grateful.
And I understand that life changes, and we just close one book and then open another one.
Even if I'm just on my phone, I'd rather be here than at my house just by myself. So I definitely would consider this place a second home.
Though the closure adds to a growing list of small businesses leaving the downtown area, Mr. Bruce believes better days are to come.
Other people out there in the community that have businesses that I know can welcome people in.
But for now, the community can stop by for one last cup.
Just enjoy each other's company. That's my goal here, and I hope that's the goal for the community, is bring people together.
Mr. Bruce's Coffee House will continue to operate until June 30th. For more information, you can visit their Facebook page. Reporting from Kingsville, I'm Jordan Benavides, Chris 6 News.
It is the final day of the Supreme Court's term, and with 4 major cases left for the justices to weigh in on, it is going to be a big news-making day.
The biggest case on the docket today deals with President Trump's executive order attempting to end birthright citizenship. That is guaranteed by the 14th Amendment to anyone born in the U.S., regardless of who their parents are, with a few small exceptions. The president's executive order is trying to end that for the children of undocumented immigrants and people in the U.S. on a temporary visa. The impact of the court's decision will depend on exactly how the justices word their opinion.
Is it on a narrow ground of, if it goes against President Trump, is it a narrow ground of he does not have the executive power to do it, but leave open the possibility that Congress has the power? Or is it a more sweeping grant of power to the executive to change citizenship requirements?
2 remaining cases focus on transgender youth participation in sports. One stems from Idaho, where a transgender woman at Boise State University wanted to compete in NCAA women's sports. But the state bans transgender women and girls from sports at all levels, from elementary school to college. The other case is from West Virginia, where a 15-year-old who identifies as female wanted to participate in middle school sports. But West Virginia bans transgender women and girls from sports at public secondary schools and colleges. Appeals courts in both those cases ruled in favor of the transgender athletes. The impact of these decisions could extend well beyond Idaho and West Virginia. 25 other states have similar bans prohibiting transgender students from participating in sports consistent with their gender identity.
The 4th case we're waiting for deals with campaign finance laws and how much political parties and candidates can spend when they're coordinating with each other. The Supreme Court will start handing down cases at 10 o'clock Eastern. Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News Group, Washington.
The Supreme Court is putting new limits on police access to cell phone data. In a 6-3 decision, the justices ruled that investigators generally need a warrant before collecting location information from phones near a crime scene. The Trump administration had argued no warrant should be needed at all. The justices found this data is protected by the Fourth Amendment. The ruling is being called a major victory for digital privacy rights.
Summer camps and enrichment programs can help children stay engaged while school is out, but a major obstacle is still cost. The After School Alliance reports parents of close to 30 million children want access to summer and after-school programs. They also say students can lose up to 2 months of learning during summer break. Diversified Education Services putting that number at 24 million children. Only half will actually be able to go.
It does track along income lines. Among middle-income families, about 1 out of 4 participate. And once you get down to the lower income families, now we're dropping down to about 13%. And those parents want the exact same summer for their kids that the wealthier parents do. And they just can't write the check.
Aaron Boxer says summer learning is about more than academics, says summer programs can help children build confidence, develop social skills, and gain valuable life experiences outside the classroom.
Well, I talk a lot about the summer slide. We heard a lot about this. We had the COVID-related pandemic learning loss. And I think about it in this way. It's where the school year teaches kids what to know, and then the summer then teaches them who they are. And when you take away the desks and the grades, and then what's left is real world stuff. So how do I try and do something that I'm bad at? How do I make new friends? How do I bounce back when I get picked last on the team?
Boxer says affordable summer programs can help children stay engaged, continue learning, and give working families access to safe, structured activities during the summer months.
Watching Chris 6, a part of the Scripps News Group.
With the 4th of July right around the corner, we've been getting lots of questions about what side dish to make for the holiday. Well, many of you have asked for a recipe that doesn't take a lot of work, but that has a bunch of flavor. So we thought we should bring back an old classic that's really easy and tasty, whether you serve it inside or out. In a slow cooker, we combine some ground beef, a chopped onion, barbecue sauce, brown sugar, and a bit of water. Now, we had 3 kinds of beans: a can of kidney beans, a can of butter beans, both drained, and a can of pork and beans with the juice and all, along with some crumbled bacon to give it some smokiness. After it slow cooks, it's done. No slow cooker? No problem. You could simply slow cook this in your oven. And if you're grilling out, why not serve these right out of an aluminum pan or a cast iron skillet right off the grill? Either way, this is one of those cook until you're ready for them kind of dishes that everyone loves. I do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for what we call hillbilly baked beans, so you can whip up a down-home favorite just in time for the 4th of July, or really any time. I'm Howard from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we've rediscovered a classic way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
The U.S. and Iran appear to be taking a pause from trading strikes in the Persian Gulf, but the two sides can't agree on what comes next. I'm Mike Trim with the headlines we are covering at Scripps News. Both countries sending delegations to Qatar this week, but Iran says it will not meet directly with the U.S. President Trump has been trying to preserve a fragile interim deal as tensions mounted in the Strait of Hormuz. Search teams in Venezuela running out of time to find survivors after last week's devastating back-to-back earthquakes. The death toll now above 1,700 people and thousands more left homeless. Relief organizations warn the window for finding survivors is shrinking quickly, and questions growing about whether Venezuela's cash-strapped government can handle the long-term humanitarian crisis. And the Supreme Court allowing states to keep counting mail ballots that arrive after Election Day. The 5-4 ruling rejects a Republican-led challenge backed by President Trump, leaving in place laws in more than half the states that allow late-arriving ballots, as long as they're postmarked by Election Day. The decision comes just months before the 2026 midterm elections.
Hey there, happy Tuesday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Here's what you can expect for today as we go through the hour by hour in Corpus Christi. We're expecting those temperatures to make their way to the lower 90s, which is pretty usual for this time of the year. What you're not seeing here is that it's going to be very humid. So as we get to the 80s here in the next couple of hours or so, it is already going to be feeling like the upper 80s and lower 90s for the early morning time frame. We're getting that heat started faster because of just a few extra degrees on the mercury in the morning. It's also going to be a hazy day. We'll check on the air quality in a moment, and the breeze is a help and a hindrance. It keeps the afternoon high from getting out of control, but unfortunately it mixes up that Saharan dust, so we definitely feel it in the afternoon. But you may not be spending too much time outdoors anyways because of the heat. Here's a look at that feels like temperature as we go through the day. Lunchtime takes us to the century mark, and most of the afternoon will be spent in the triple digits here across the coastal bend, and we'll also be expecting some very extreme UV out there.
Despite reporting Luigi Mangione may be negotiating a guilty plea in his federal case, there was no mention of that possibility in Monday's hearing. The 28-year-old, unshackled and unshaven in a tan jumpsuit, calmly chatting with his legal team ahead of the hearing. Roughly 24 members of the public showed up to watch the hearing, most of them young women. Mangione is charged with killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December 2024 on a Manhattan street. The judge, Margaret Garnett, told both sides she plans to keep the trial dates beginning in January 2027 because of the state's schedule. Jury selection in that case will begin September 8th. Prospective jurors will begin filling out the questionnaire agreed to by both sides in early December. Those questions will be kept under seal until after it's been filled out by potential jurors out of concern the pool could become prejudiced. The judge also granted counsel's request to have 6 alternate jurors instead of 4. Judge Garnett acknowledged the high-profile nature of the case and the likelihood jurors may need to be removed. The judge will bring in counsel again just before prospective jurors are expected to fill out the jury questionnaire to see if anything needs to be added because of the state's case. She says she expects the trial to last 2 to 3 weeks. Alex Miller, Scripps News Group, New York.
Republican Congressman Tom Keene Jr. is expected to address his mysterious absence on Tuesday. The 57-year-old has missed more than 3 months because of what he's called a personal medical issue. More than 100 House votes have taken place during his absence. His office says he'll resume a full schedule and plans to be transparent about his health when he returns.
Watching Chris 6, a part of the Scripps News Group.
Coastal Bend residents are stepping up to help families in Venezuela who have lost everything. Tonight, a World Cup watch party over at Wings and Tap will double as a donation drive for earthquake survivors. The watch party is for the match between Mexico and Ecuador. Organizers are asking people to bring non-perishable items, hygiene products, baby supplies, and first aid essentials. Organizers say everything donated, no matter the size, and every donation matters. It helps deliver critical relief. The watch party and donation drive starts at 7:30 at Wings and Taps on Yorktown.
Hey there, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Let me be the example for you. I got a little bit of a sunburn this weekend in the shade. That's the kind of UV strength that we're dealing with here. UV index extreme, 11. So we need all of the above. We need the hat, the sunnies, the sunscreen. You need to find some shade and limit your time outdoors overall. Remember that sunlight can reflect on the water if you're out fishing. It can reflect on the sand on the beach. And burn time, just 10 minutes. No matter your skin type, it's something we need to watch out for. Wear that SPF 30 or better. And that goes for your pups too. If you're planning that dog walk today, our star, thanks to our friends over at Line of Utah, is Daisy. And this pup looks beautiful. Taking a walk around Sanpak County is still going to be feeling hot out there. And the UV index can also impact the nosies of our four-legged friends. So please keep that in mind. Temperatures will be rising through the 80s as we go through this morning, but add about 10 degrees to that for that feels like temperature. It is definitely going to be feeling quite muggy out there.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everyone. You are watching Chris 6 Sunrise. As always, waking up with the Hoffmans today. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman.
Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Let's take a look at the air quality forecast over the next couple of days. You may have heard we've got some Saharan dust hanging around the coastal bend. And while the worst of it was on Monday, we still have some lingering around. There's going to be a couple of little additional batches that float our way in from the Gulf. And so air quality is going to be in that yellow category, which is unhealthy for some sensitive groups. So if you have some lung or even heart conditions, this could be a problem for you. And maybe you've been feeling your allergies acting up. This is probably why. You might want to limit your time outdoors. If the heat, the humidity, and the mosquitoes don't already send you inside, I think that UV index might do it too. Even with the hazy skies, that UV index is still creating a burn time of just 10 minutes. So we've got a wash, rinse, repeat kind of forecast going through the week. Yes, it's breezy out there. That's keeping the afternoon high temperatures as the mercury reads in the lower 90s, but it's feeling like the triple digits each afternoon here across the coastal bend. So please stay hydrated. And again, limit your time outdoors. You should know about a couple of spots out there today. Staples and Everhart, we're still seeing those lane closures, so be careful. That work will go through July 2nd. Thankfully, Timbergate Drive is open, and we've got more crews out on the roadways doing that mowing.
The brand Total Nutrition Incorporated is voluntarily recalling several products over possible salmonella exposure. Those include TN Vitamins 100% organic moringa capsules and 100% organic moringa powder. No illnesses have been reported to date. The products were sold online through major retailers including Amazon, Walmart, and Target, and also on TikTok and the company's website.
Good morning, I'm Andrew Rafferty, and here's a look at what is happening today. President Trump says U.S. officials will meet with leaders from Iran on Tuesday. The latest talks are set to take place in Qatar. American officials say both sides have agreed to stand down for now ahead of these talks. This all comes after multiple strikes over the weekend. Iran has not officially confirmed Tuesday's talks will take place. Iran also says it will maintain control of the Strait of Hormuz as ship traffic has picked up over the last several days. NASA astronauts will conduct an important spacewalk on Tuesday. They are tasked with replacing a malfunctioning wrist joint on a robotic arm that was originally installed in 2001. Chris Williams and Jessica Meyer will spend roughly 7 hours in the vacuum of space working on the project. This is their second spacewalk together. It's expected to start around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. NASA will be live streaming the spacewalk. Serena Williams returns to Wimbledon grass on Tuesday. She will face Australian Maya Joint. It's Serena's first professional tournament since the 2022 U.S. Open. That was also the last year she played Wimbledon. The 20-year-old Joint is slightly favored against Williams, according to odds makers. Joint was born 8 years after Serena played her first Wimbledon match, and Serena will also compete in the doubles tournament with her sister Venus.
City crews mowed overgrown vegetation after recent rains. The City Parks and Recreation Department has 195 parks to maintain and mow, and that's about 2,500 acres. Some parks are on a 7-day schedule, others are on a 14-day schedule. That schedule has been thrown off because of recent rain events that we've had.
We're getting there. I think we're back on our schedule now. And, you know, to be honest, I hope we're doing this interview in a couple weeks about being backlogged on mowing as well because we've gotten so much rain.
The Parks and Recreation Department hopes to have all of the city's parks ready for the 4th of July weekend. To meet that goal, they have extra crews working extended hours. And by the way, if you see a park that you feel needs some mowing, call the City Service Hotline at 311.
NASA is racing to save its Swift Space Telescope from falling back to Earth. A $30 million robotic mission launching as soon as this week will boost the 20-year-old observatory to a higher orbit so it can continue tracking cosmic explosions. The startup Catalyst Space Technologies built the 3-armed spacecraft nicknamed Link, which will grab Swift and raise its altitude over several months. Without the boost, Swift could plunge into the atmosphere by October. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope is also at risk and could be next.
20 minutes of nonstop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
I'm Jada Strayer, and coming up, the sea creature that can still sting you, even when it looks dead.
The 4th of July usually brings in a lot of fireworks, but for some veterans with PTSD, it could mean returning to traumatic events from their past. Tips for those wanting to set off fireworks and for veterans that may be triggered by the explosions.
Hey everyone, I'm Larissa Liska. Dave Campbell's Texas High School Football Magazine is out for subscribers. Find out which Coastal Bend football teams are ranked in sports.
Hey there, good morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Taking that pup for a walk? Well, thanks to our friends over at Lion Utah, we've got a dog walking forecast for you. And it stars this lovely lady here. This is Daisy. She loves to go for a walk around San Patricio County. And, you know, with the weather we've been having, it's been hot. It's hazy, it's humid. We've got to worry about that strong sunshine out there. UV index is extreme today. Please keep in mind, all that which affects us also affects our four-legged friends. So might want to keep those walks a bit shorter here, but I don't think our pup will mind. Temperatures are going to be feeling hot. We'll go through the 80s pretty quickly this morning, and you have to keep in mind, you can add about 10 degrees to the temperature that you see here and get that feels like temperature. How your body perceives the temperature to be. It is like the triple digits out there for most of the afternoon, and the Saharan dust might keep you inside anyways. We do get a few breaks for the second half of the week, but it's still going to be something that you might notice if you have sensitivities. Over the next 7 days, we're expecting no significant rainfall, just a whole bunch of hot, hazy, and humid.
For many of us, fireworks are one of the highlights of the 4th of July, but one viewer did reach out with an important reminder that the loud booms affect more than just our furry friends.
She wrote, quote, "In the interest of all veterans this coming week, could you please remind people that it's not just pets that are affected by the July 4th fireworks? We have to hospitalize my son, an Afghan war veteran, every year as the fireworks bring on severe PTSD attacks. I support people having fun, but please check in on your neighbors also," end quote. This is a message that mental health experts with the National Center for PTSD says is worth remembering. The sudden explosions, flashes of light, and smell of gunpowder can trigger traumatic memories for some veterans living with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. While not every veteran experiences PTSD, for those who do, unexpected fireworks can cause anxiety, panic attacks, flashbacks, or severe emotional distress. If you're planning on celebrating this Independence Day, consider giving your neighbors a heads up before setting off fireworks, keeping them to the holiday itself, avoiding late-night fireworks, and being mindful of local ordinances. It can all make a huge difference. Experts also encourage veterans who know this holiday is difficult to make a plan before the fireworks begin. This could mean using noise-canceling headphones, staying with family or friends, or simply finding a quieter place for the evening. If you're a neighbor planning on your own celebration, a quick heads up before lighting fireworks can make a bigger difference than you might realize.
A quick reminder, folks, it is illegal to light fireworks inside the city limits. If you want to report illegal fireworks activities, don't call 911 though. Instead, call the non-emergency line. That number is 361-886-2600.
I'm Jada Strayer here on Padre Island, where jellyfish season's in full swing. Whether you're a local or just visiting for the holiday weekend, you need to listen up. I have been stung by a jellyfish. I got stung last summer and it hurt pretty bad, but I just sat out on the beach for about 20 minutes and then I was back in the water.
Many beachgoers like Noelle don't realize the dangers lurking in the water. I met with Jace Tunnell from the Heart Research Institute at TAMUCC, who says there are several dangerous creatures washing up right now.
We've got a number of things washing up this week. Probably the one that people need to know about the most is the man-o-war jellyfish. And these are the ones that sting. And I'd say out of a 1 to 10, these probably feel like a 9.
Their tentacles can stretch much farther than you think. What might look like a small jellyfish floating nearby could actually reach you from dozens of feet away.
This particular animal has really long tentacles that can go out. You know, this one probably 20 feet. The big adults can be 60 feet. So even though you think that you're going to try to avoid it, you want to stay very far away from it.
And even if one washes ashore, don't mess with it. Tunnell says these creatures remain dangerous long after they appear lifeless on the sand.
Just because it's washed up and it's on dry sand doesn't mean it's dead. That goes for sure with the Man of War. These things, even 3 days after, it can still sting you.
Man-o-wars aren't the only jellyfish out on the beach right now. But if you do get stung by any species, Tunnel has this advice.
If people get stung at the beach, go to a lifeguard. Most of these beaches have a lifeguard station. They'll put vinegar on it and maybe meat tenderizer, and that'll kind of alleviate the pain.
The advice from experts is simple. Stay away and don't touch. But if you get stung, find a lifeguard with vinegar. Reporting from the island, I'm Jada Strayer, Chris 6 News.
With the 4th of July holiday, the city of Corpus Christi released their holiday schedule. Garbage, recycling, heavy brush, and bulky items will be collected. The J.C. Elliott Transfer Station and Collection Center and the Cefe Valenzuela landfill will be open.
The Animal Care Services Department will be closed on Friday. Officers, however, will still respond to calls for service. The office will be opened on Saturday. A reminder that when it comes to fireworks shows, to keep your pets indoors and in a calm environment.
Closures include senior and recreation centers, after-hour Kid Power and gyms, and the Learning Center will be closed on Friday and open on Saturday. Pools and splash pads will also be open on Friday. We've been dealing with swarms of mosquitoes for weeks, and now they've become a health threat. As we reported Friday, targeted spraying operations are underway in Portland after a mosquito there was found to be carrying the West Nile virus. The infected mosquito was trapped at Granberry Place, and that's near Portland's Bayside Park. Targeted spraying is being done in a half-mile radius from where the mosquito was trapped.
I'm Gabrielle Harmon, and according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, more than 1,000 children have died in hot cars over the past 25 years. Heat stroke begins when a child's temperature reaches 104 degrees, and death can happen at 107 degrees. In 2025 alone, 31 children died this way. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, more than half of these deaths happen when a caregiver forgets a child in the car. Another 1 in 4 deaths happens when a child gets trapped inside of a vehicle. Experts say you should always check your back seat before walking away. I spoke to one parent who shared some things she does to ensure her little one is safe.
If we're out, if we're somewhere, we always try to park in the shade. We want to make sure, at least that part is cool enough when we buckle her in. And then also a few minutes, turn the car on, turn the air on. We do that as well to make sure she stays comfortable. And one of the things that we do is with the car seat, we don't leave it in the car. So we bring it inside.
Experts also suggest for parents to leave personal items in the back of their car, say a bag, a purse, a wallet, or even a cell phone, to ensure that you're double checking your back seat before leaving your vehicle.
Gabrielle Harmon, Scripps News Group.
Brand loyalty is at a breaking point. New research shows most Americans have ditched a brand this year due to higher prices, or they've changed spending habits altogether. Toothpaste, cereal, juice, you name it. Big brands are counting on you buying the same stuff every time you shop. But lately, that loyalty is starting to weaken, especially at the grocery store. Prices for staples like coffee and beef aren't just creeping up, they're way higher than headline inflation.
That causes people to have this very reflexive knee-jerk reaction of saying, I either need to cut back my spending and buying of this specific item or walk away entirely and look for a cheaper alternative.
The numbers back it up. Research from software company DOS shows 60% of people ditched a brand they were loyal to this year because of price hikes. Even more telling, 70% say they're less loyal to brands than last year. The breaking point? A price jump of 16%. When shoppers do make the switch, groceries are first to go. Then it's personal care products, household goods, dining and takeout, clothing and apparel, and subscription services. The replacements? Store brands or generics that get the job done, according to DOS co-founder Wiley Jones.
Do I really care if I'm getting the, really cool olive oil brand? Or is it okay for me to buy the one that my grocery store carries that is the one that they offer themselves?
But price isn't the only threat to brand loyalty. Oliver Wright with the consulting firm Accenture says AI is starting to nudge people away from their favorites. In a recent survey, it found over a third of AI users would let a digital agent choose a better or different brand for them.
37% of them are now saying, I'm willing to move away from the brand that I've historically used if the tool's coming back and giving me a logic for why I should do that. And that is clearly going to impact brand loyalty in a very significant way.
Brand loyalty, it seems, isn't just dying from sticker shock. It's being reprogrammed.
Changing shopping habits isn't a loss for every brand. Traditional supermarkets and mass retailers have lost the most shoppers. But Doss says discount chains like Aldi, dollar stores, and warehouse clubs have come out winners, gaining the most shoppers this year. Stephanie Liebergen, Scripps News Group.
More than half of child safety features on major social media platforms aren't working as advertised. That's according to new research. The Cyber Safety Research Center tested 86 tools on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube, finding only about 40% function as described and could realistically be used by kids. Researchers say some features were buried in settings. Others failed to block harmful content or restrict adult content. The report comes as federal lawmakers push for stronger regulation, with tech executives expected to testify on Capitol Hill this summer. The companies dispute the findings, saying most protections still work as intended. Consumer complaints about artificial intelligence products and services are on the rise nationwide. That's from the Better Business Bureau. Issues range from inaccurate information generated by AI tools to difficulty getting refunds for malfunctioning devices. The BBB warns consumers to be cautious with AI-powered apps, chatbots, and smart home products, and to read the terms and conditions carefully. Officials also recommend checking a company's BBB rating and reviews before making a purchase. The group says transparency and accountability are key as AI becomes more common in everyday life. And with the increase in summer trips and travel, a concerning text scam is catching more drivers off guard. The text usually claims that you have an unpaid ticket, parking fee, or toll violation and threatens fines or loss of registration or even your license. But it's all scam just to get you to click a link and give up personal information. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration warns the text scam is spreading across the country, with more people traveling in places they usually don't visit and could confuse more people into thinking it is legit.
The Texas Rangers hit the road to take on the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland took a 2-1 lead in the fifth inning, but hey, Texas bounced right back in the sixth with an RBI single from Jake Burger to tie the game. Justin Foscue gave the Rangers some breathing room in the ninth with a 2-run double. Texas gets the road win 6-3.
The Houston Astros hosted the Minnesota Twins for Game 4 of their series. The Twins struck first in the fourth inning with back-to-back home runs from Royce Lewis and Victor Caratini. Cam Smith put the Astros on the board with a solo shot in the fifth, but Minnesota answered right back in the sixth with a 2-run homer from Josh Bell. Joey Loperfido did make a highlight reel catch to rob the Twins of another run, but Minnesota still takes the 4-1 win.
Former NFL running back Chris Johnson says he's battling ALS. The 40-year-old former Tennessee Titans star revealed his diagnosis on Good Morning America. He says he was diagnosed last year after noticing weakness in his right hand. The disease has progressed to the point where he now uses a computer device to speak. Johnson says that he's participating in a medical trial to reduce inflammation. He says that he remains hopeful and credits his family for their support.
In two rulings, the Supreme Court narrowed and expanded the president's power to fire members of an independent federal agency.
NBC's Alice Barr explains how it could change the definition of who is or isn't an American.
All eyes on the Supreme Court today, where justices are set to rule in a highly anticipated case, determining whether children born in the United States to undocumented immigrants are still entitled to birthright citizenship.
It's tremendously destructive. It's extremely costly.
In a day one priority, President Trump signed an executive order limiting that automatic citizenship long enshrined in the Constitution's 14th Amendment to people with at least one parent who is a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. The order was immediately blocked and appealed up to the Supreme Court.
Birthright citizenship is foundational to who we are as a country.
In a series of high-profile rulings Monday, the court's conservative majority handed the president more power over independent federal agencies, with a decision that he can fire Federal Trade Commission member Rebecca Slaughter, finding that a 90-year-old precedent establishing members could only be fired for cause to guard against political pressure unconstitutionally restricts executive authority.
It gives a president the right to do what the president should have the right to do.
It hands a massive amount of power away from Congress and to the president to shape economic decision making.
President Trump has made sweeping moves this term to fire federal workers, but in a separate case, the justices ruled he cannot remove Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, at least for now, carving out an exception for the Fed, which sets interest rates based on the tradition of protecting central banking from political interference. The Supreme Court also ruled Monday that elections officials in Mississippi can still count mail-in ballots that arrive up to 5 days after Election Day, as long as they're postmarked by the date. President Trump slammed that ruling that rejects a challenge from the Republican National Committee and could have major implications for other states ahead of the midterms. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
You can watch Mexico take on Ecuador over at Whataburger Field tonight. Guests are encouraged to bring blankets to sit on the outfield lawn. The free World Cup watch party starts at 7.
Tonight, a World Cup watch party will double as a donation drive for Venezuela earthquake survivors. Organizers are asking people to bring non-perishable items and first aid essentials. It starts at 7:30 at Wings and Taps on Yorktown.
Today is the last day that you can donate needed supplies at Liberty Express. They are looking for medical supplies and personal hygiene items. They're located on the 4800 block of Everhart Road.
The Animal Care Services Department will be closed on Friday. The office will be open on Saturday. A reminder that when it comes to fireworks shows, keep pets indoors and in a calm environment.
And a quick reminder, it is illegal to light fireworks within city limits, folks. If you want to report any illegal fireworks activities, don't call 911, though. Instead, call the non-emergency line. That number is 361-886-2600.
The Corpus Christi Nueces County Public Health District will continue spraying for mosquitoes today. Today's spraying will take place downtown, on the south side, and the north side. And those are the 6 things you need to know before you go.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. Let's take one more look at that 7-day forecast to get your day started off right. Yesterday was the worst of the Saharan dust, so if you have sensitivities, today should be better. We're still going to get those golden sunrises and sunsets around the coastal bend, as you probably know by now. But it might be quite hot out there today for the last day of June. 93 is my high temperature for you today in Corpus Christi. We're going to keep it in the lower 90s all week long, even for the 4th of July. I think at that point, the Saharan dust might be a bit better. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.